Okay, it's good to be here with you all. We are going to be looking at our fifth or sixth section, I think, is the one we're on now, um, where we are going to hopefully get into the next chapter. And we have been doing quite well to this point, and I have gotten some assignments back from people. And we are progressing, I think. So, if there are any questions or comments from the last week's material, please either put them in the chat or go ahead, come on the mic, and we can answer those as best we can. Otherwise, we're going to get right into the material, finish up chapter 4, and get into chapter 5. Let me get my chat up here. Make sure we've got everybody where we need them. All right, with that then, let's open up to our share screen here. We're going to go to chapter 4, and what we'll do is we'll go through our vocabulary again, and then I will give you the canting, and we're going to finish up the exercise. I think there's one more page full of exercises. I'm going to do 3 or 4 of those for you in the first section and do 3 or 4 of those for you in the second section, and I will assign a few more from this chapter because I want these concepts to be ironclad as much as possible. And then we will continue on to chapter 5. So let's open up here. Chapter 4, we are looking at pronouns. And let's go down to our vocabulary. We are on page 24 in your text. And the pronouns that we are, of course, already a little bit familiar with, we'll go over again. Let me get my annotate working here. Let's try purple this time. That'll work. All right, so we have Emmet. E-M-E-T is how we can transliterate that. And notice we have what's called a Hataf Segol, which is a reduced Segol, which is sort of an F sound, or F, but it's a little slighter, it's reduced. Emmet. And then we have our pronoun for we, and there's 2 ways we can pronounce these, the full form and the shortened form. So we have anachnu, and I'll give you the shortened form only because we did the long form before. Here's our anu. Okay, then we have you, which happens to be plural. So in the South, we might say you all. It's masculine, it's atem. And notice the memsophete, masculine memsophete. Okay, A-T-E-M. Okay, and then you all, feminine, 10. Okay, notice nun sophete on there. All right, how about the word for son? Ben, or bane, actually. And then if we have sons, plural, banim. Okay, banim. The word, let's go, B-A-B-N. Okay. Banim. There we go. That I is a little bit of a crooked I, but I think you'll get the idea. All right, daughter, bat, single daughter. Many daughters, more than one, banot. And this can be kind of confusing. I was a little tired last time. I got a little tripped up there. But it's not a tav. It changes to a noon. And then, of course, it has the feminine plural ending, ot. So we'll try to keep that straight this time. Baruch Hashem. All right, so B-A-T for daughter, B-A-N-O-T, daughters. Okay. Finally, shalom, S-H-A-L-O-M. We know that one. All righty. Let's go up and clear our drawing. and we will come down. And so we'll just look at a few of these. We see the singulars, and here's our plurals. We covered that material. Two forms of we, anaknu, anu, and they're the same as ani, can be used interchangeably between the genders. Okay, aten, atem, we looked at that material, I believe, and went over that pretty well. The extra pronoun, we covered that. We don't translate those like we normally do. So, for example, we would have ha'av, hu, ha'melech. It would just be the father is the king. Okay. Let's see here. Get down to our exercises. Okay, so we covered these. You guys did really good on these. I'm really seeing some good stuff there. And here is, let's see, I think this is the section we need to complete here. So before we do this section, let's go down to our canting, and we'll do this one time. I promised you I would do this. And let's go to our draw. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the transliteration. So we've got va'anachnu, and I'm writing above here, transliterating, korim, there's a nice long one, mush, tak, I'll have to go up this way, vim, wow, mashtaka vim, okay, modim, modim. I'll try to get an E-E-M there for you, okay? Okay, so you'll have that now on the tape for you. So let's go back down here. Of course, this is from the Aleinu. It's usually recited at the end of the service. Many times the congregation would bow because obviously the translation, we bend the knee, worship, and give thanks. And notice we have a lot of these connecting bobs in there. There's one there. There's one here. There's one here, which means and, right? Okay. So, va'anachnu korim umishtakavim umodim. And this is how it goes. Va'anachnu korim umishtakavim umodim. Okay, it's got kind of a nice little sound to it. Let's go to our mouse. We'll move down here to the Ein Kelohenu. And by the way, Ein means there is none in this case. And believe it or not, as we progress, we are going to run into a chapter and they will have the entire song for us. There are 5 of these stanzas, unless one of them is the chorus. I think it's done that way. This part here is kind of the chorus part, but we'll get to that. It's kind of neat, and we will go over that for you. So let's look at here. We have ata. Okay, that's ata. Who, W-H-O. We could translate it that way. Eloheinu. Elo. Okay, H-E-Y-N-U, maybe. We can get it that way. Okay, ta. Okay, W-H-O. Okay. Adonenu, okay, A-D-O-N-E-N-U. I think we could transliterate that one. Okay, ATAH, A-T-A-H, who, W-H-O, Malkeinu, M-A-L-K-E-N-U, Malkeinu. Maybe that we should put a little I in there, like that. ATAH, A-T-A-H. That looks pretty poor, doesn't it? W-H-O, and Moshienu. Okay, M-O-S-H-E-I-N-U. Okay, I transliterated that as best as possible for you all. All right, so we have, let me see if we've got anything in chat up to this point. Okay, thank you for those comments, Allison. Okay, let me bring this back down. Okay, there we go. Back to our draw. We have ATAH, who, Eloheinu, ATAH, who, Adonenu, ATAH, who, Malkeinu, ATAH, who, Moshienu. Okay, so this is how it goes. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. All right, Baruch Hashem. And give you a little bit of a taste. The first stanza starts with Ain, so that's why we have Ain. There is none. Kelohenu, it uses a chaf, okay, meaning like or as, and those are actually those are connecting items too that we're going to get into, and so there is none like our Elohim is really what Ein Kelohenu means. Okay, all right. Any questions up until now with over the any of this material? Go ahead and type it in if you have any questions, or just speak up. It doesn't matter. If not, we are going to go back to our vocabulary, or not vocabulary, but the exercises, sorry. So let's see here, I'll get down to this here, and we'll go to this page here, page 28. So if you turn to page 28. So what we are doing here is we are filling in the blanks. And we're going to look at the context here and try to answer it appropriately. So then, of course, we want to translate. So let's look at what we have here. Ani av va'ata av. I am a father, va'ata, and you are a father, right? So that's what that's saying. Ani av, I am a father, va'ata av, and you are a father. So we notice our clue here in our second sentence is avot, fathers. So then we need to come up with something that makes sense. Anybody have an idea? You can put it in English and put it in Hebrew down here in the chat. What could we put in there? Okay, I'm going to give you a minute while I grab a date to get my sugar up.
Anu?
Yeah, you could use Anu. We are fathers. I'll put that in a minute here. Just give me a second. Been having a little trouble with some hypoglycemia lately, so low sugar. So let me throw this in here. We'll put in, oops, wrong way. this way. Okay. And I think it's a reduced patak, isn't it? I'll put a noon and a shurik. Anu. Avot. We are fathers. So let's translate this. Okay, I'm going to go, of course, writing in English over here. I am a father and you are a father.
Professor, your writing is not showing up.
Oh, okay. Why is it not showing up? Let's see here what's going on. Okay. Go back to mouse. Let's bring this down. Maybe that's why. How about now? Is it showing up now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for noting that, because sometimes I have a window up and I'm not aware of that. Okay, so we've got I am a father and you are a father. We are fathers. Okay, so avot means fathers. There's the anu. I couldn't quite get that aligned, but anu. We are fathers. Okay, so that should be how we answer that. All right, now we could put the whole one in. We could put a nachnu in there too. I figure it'd be a little easier to put the shorter one in since our blank is a little small, but you guys can do it however you want if we have another anaknu come up. All right, so let's go down to number 2. We have me atem. So we know that me means who, right? And atem means you all, or you masculine plural. So it's talking about several yous out there. Well, who are you all? Well, we have this blank in ha banim, the sons. Well, we could answer actually this in a couple ways. We could put the anu in there. Actually, that's the only way I think that we could probably do this one. There are a couple in here, 2 or 3 of them, that you can have more than one right answer. Okay, so let's throw the anu in there again. We use a reduced patach, a noon, and a shurik, anu. Okay, so let's write what this means. Who are you? And I'm going to use this southern so that you get more of a better idea. Who are you all? Okay, and the answer is going to be we are the sons. Okay, so that's how we do number 2. All right. All right, good. Let's get our eraser here. Get rid of this here. There we go. Go back down here. Okay, so number 3 now. We are going to look at this here. We have Leah, he, bat. Or Leah, she is a mother, or daughter rather. Leah is a daughter. We could better translate that. We don't have to put the he, the she in there. Vasara is a daughter. Okay. Literally it says he, meaning she, daughter, but we don't translate the she, remember that? So it's just, and Sarah is a daughter. Now this word hain, remember, it means they. So if we have Leah is a daughter and Sarah is a daughter, they are daughters. So we would put banot in there, right? So Let's put a little tough to write so small and I don't have so much room to write on. BA and noon. And we need a Segol and a Tav. Banot. They are daughters. Or we could also put they are Habanot. We could add a hey in there. That would make sense too. They are the daughters. Either way. Okay, so let's put it in English. Leah. Leah is a Daughther, daughter, and Sarah is a Daghthe, daughter. Okay, that's the statement, and we're going to answer it with they. That's the Hain, right? Are the daughters. Okay, so that's what they want us to do. So we're translating right there. Okay. All right, so why don't we assign, I think this is a really good exercise to firm up these things. Let's do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to bring the assignment thing up and add this in there, okay? So that's page 28, exercise 4 through 9. All right, and I'll bring it to a mouse here. I'll try to get that lined up. I guess I'm not going to get that lined up, but I'll just put it down here on the assignment. Now, can you guys see the assignment board here now? You should be able to.
No.
Okay. Okay, exercise 4. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, 4 through 9. All right. That likes to wobble on me a little bit. Okay. All right. I think we got that in there right. Okay. All right. So let's go back to this here. So that takes care of that. So now what we're doing here is translate the following into Hebrew. Okay. I'll do 3 of these for you, and we'll do the rest of these in our exercises, our assignment. So I am Moses. So what we want this to say is, we know the word for I in Hebrew is ani, right? And then the word for Moses is Moshe. And then the word for who in Hebrew is me. And the word here, you, and there's noting it's feminine singular, so it's not a ta, it's at. Okay, so we should be translating this ani Moshe mi at. Ani Moshe. Okay, so let's see, is it sorry, I messed that up a little bit. Okay. All right, so like this. Noon, Hirik, Yod. Okay. Mem. Okay. And there's a Holim up there, which also is a superlinear dot on the sheen. Hey. Ani Moshe. And then we should have That's a period. That period's not in Hebrew, but I'm putting that there as an English punctuation to let you know that's the end of the sentence. Okay. Mem, Hirik, Yod. So we get the word me, right? Me. And we need to say the feminine form of you, singular feminine, which is at. Okay. With a shava under it. Me at. Okay, so that's how we do that. Now, we have I am Leah, I am a daughter, and I am a mother. So we have Ani Leah, Ani Bat, V Ani. Notice the Vav, connecting Vav for and, V Ani, Aim. I am a mother. Aim. It doesn't say the mother, it's just a mother. Aim. So let's start with Ani again. All right. Start over here. Ani. Okay. And then Leah. So we have a Lay. I'm trying to remember how this is. Let's see. Lay. And then I think it's hey. Well, I might have to look at that spelling. Ani Leah. I don't have my, let's see here. Bring this up. Oops. Bring that back down to, what do we have? We need page, there we go. We get it to open up for us. Okay. There's Leah right there. So we can take that and use it. So we're going to use this Leah. Okay, so it's Lamed, Aleph, Hey. I think I might have had it right there, but I might have had a patak under that. Let's go back down here. We're looking at this one here. Okay. Okay, so Ani, Leah, and we want to say Ani, Bat, Bat Tav, Ani, and Va Ani. So then that Va, we've already seen the Ani, so I'll just put the Va here. Va. Ani. Okay. And I am a mother. Aim. Oops. I'm almost going to put a bet there. Aim. So we use Aleph, Zere, Mem Sofit, and I am a mother. So I already did the I am Leah and I daughter. So we have Ani for the I daughter. Well, that's just Ani again. And daughter. Bat. Okay. All right. And then Va Ani Aim. Okay, so that's kind of a disjointed way of doing it. I'm doing the best I can here for you guys. All right, so let's do number 3. Who is she? So no, the word for who is me, right? Me. And then the word for she is he in Hebrew. I'm trying to think here. Is there an aleph in there? I think so. Maybe. Yeah. Me, he. Okay. And then she is a mother. So we would write this word again. Put a okay, he, and then aim. I want to write it. I'll run out of space here. I have to go down here, I guess. Okay. So that's pretty much what they're doing there. I'm pretty sure. I think I got that right. Me, he, who is she? She is a mother. He, aim. All right. All right. So it's a little tougher when I'm doing it on this and I only have one page to look at. I have to write these things from memory. Otherwise, I'm switching back and forth and I'm losing my writing. But hopefully you guys will have an easier time doing this because you'll have your book with you. You can just flip back and forth and you have a notepad you can write on. All right, so let's do 4 through 10. Okay. We'll get my, this is page 28, section 5. All right. I think we got that right. 4 through 10. Now let's do 4 through 8, and let's just kind of go over. We'll go over these together here. These last two, 9. So we have we are children. I'm not going to write this out because we're kind of losing time here. Anachnu, we could use banim because that means sons or children, right? Anachnu banim, or the children. It's the children, so it's habanim. Okay, so that's what you would want to write out. This is the Sabbath. Notice the Sabbath is feminine, so we would use zot Shabbat. All right, and that finishes that chapter up. I didn't want to not get into chapter 5, so let's move into that now. Before we go, is there any questions regarding, let me see here, where's my chat? I need the chat. Stop share. There we go, there's my chat. All right, any questions or any comments regarding this last chapter that we did? Okay, all right, let's move on to chapter 5 then. Okay, so we're going to be learning about adjectives in chapter 5. Here's some oral review. We'll just go over these real quickly together. Okay, so we have, read and translate the following sentences orally. We have mi ata, who are you, speaking of a man singular. Ani hamelech, I am the king. Next line, mi ani, who am I? That sounds like somebody that has amnesia. Ata haben, you are the son. Mi who is he? Hu ha'av, he is the father, right? Number 2, mi atem, who are you all? Anachnu hamelachim, we are the kings. Second line, mi anachnu, who are we? Atem habanim, you are all the sons. You are all the sons. You all are the sons, rather. Okay, mi haim, who are they? Haim ha'avot, they are the fathers. Okay, so we should know most of this. We covered this. Mi, he, who is she? He habat, she is the daughter. Mi at, who are you, and this is speaking feminine singular, ani ha'em, I am the mother, okay? Mi hain, who are they? Notice that the hain is feminine, speaking of feminine, plural, feminine. Hain habanot, they are the daughters, okay? All right, let's go down now and look at our new vocabulary. Okay, so is that everything? Yeah, that's a small amount of vocabulary this week. Okay, so let's look at these. We have Baruch, B-A-R-U-C-H, blessed. We have, and notice that, well, this will tell us about adjectives. Adjectives are descriptive words, basically. You'll kind of get this just from this vocabulary. Gadol, G-A-D-O-L, means big or great. Tov means good. We have Kadosh. Oops, messed that one up a little bit. O-S-H, Kadosh, means holy or set apart, actually is a better translation. Rav, many, much, abundant, R-A-V, okay? So that is our vocabulary for this next chapter. And let's see, why don't we go down to, let's see, let's take a look at our canting. Okay. We've got some neat ones here. This one looks a little simple. This one here, the Kedusha, they call this an ascending. And you'll understand why that's called that. But let's, we've got Echad Eloheinu for the first one. Okay, so this prayer follows the Shema and the Torah service for the Sabbath and festivals. There are 3 pairs of words in this sentence. Each pair is a noun sentence with an adjective and a noun. In each case, the adjective comes before the noun. So, for example, what they're saying is, literally this says, one, our God, okay? But if you were to translate it, you kind of want to reverse those a little bit, okay, to make more sense in English. For example, down here we've got Gadol Adonenu, meaning big, our master, or great, or our Lord is great. That makes more sense to switch them around, right? So that's what they're talking about here. Okay, so we've got Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Okay, and let me go ahead and transliterate here. We've got E-C-H-A-D, Eloheinu, Gadol. Okay. Let's see, Adonenu, A-D-O-N-E-I-N-U, okay, Kadosh, and Shemo. All right, so it goes a little bit like this. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Okay, my voice is not quite there tonight, but we'll do that again for you anyway next week, Almighty willing. That's kind of a neat little thing there. Translation: one is our God, great is our Lord, holy is his name. Okay. Okay, what do we got in the chat here? Okay, I guess we're okay in the chat. Okay, so let's go down to the Kedusha, okay? Now, you notice it's got the same word, over and over again. Kadosh, 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 and then we would put Yahuwah in here. Zephaot of host. Okay? So, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. And it's a very simple thing. It has an ascending nature to it. It goes like this. Kadosh, 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 Yahuwah Zephaot. Or it might be a higher range when it's done, okay, as part of that canting. This is just a small section from it, by the way. All right. Let's see here. Back up to number 2. Is that the one we need? There we go. Page 5. Okay, because this up here is the vocabulary. So let's go down to page 5. Everybody there? So, an adjective is a word used to describe a noun. A big father, good mothers, a holy nation. They're very descriptive. In English, an adjective comes before the noun that it describes. In Hebrew, an adjective usually comes after the noun that it describes. And notice it's interesting in Hebrew, when you compare Hebrew to English, a lot of things are reversed. The direction that we read in, and many times when we talk about the order of words in a sentence are many times reversed too, not just in this example, but in others as well. So let's look at what we have here. In English, we would say a big father, right? But literally in Hebrew, it would say father big, Av Gadol. If we were to say a good king in Hebrew, we would say, in English, it would be literally Melech Tov, or king good, Melech Tov. But we reverse those to make it make sense better in English, so it would be a good king. All right, so a holy nation, we have Am, Kadosh. Literally that says nation holy, okay? And then down here it says in English, every adjective has one form no matter what kind of noun it describes, okay? So if you go from, let's say, one father, it's the same to whether it be plurals or mother plural. Okay, let's move down a little bit here. Okay, so that's the way it is in English, but look what happens in Hebrew, and this is where things get a little confusing, with good reason, because there's 4 forms we have to learn to memorize when it comes to adjectives. We have to memorize a masculine singular form, which is the form that we look at in our vocabulary. It's the basic form for masculine singular, and then we have a different form for feminine singular. We have one for masculine plural, and we have another one for feminine plural. Okay, so let me read this here. In Hebrew, every adjective has 4 forms which correspond to the 4 types of Hebrew nouns: masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, and feminine plural. The Hebrew adjective appears in 4 different forms when describing each of these 4 types of nouns. So notice what happens here. In your masculine singular, simply tov, but it changes to a kametz he ending for a feminine singular. If we want to talk about tov and it's respective of many, plural, a noun that's plural, like the boys are good. In this case, because you're talking about boys, banim, you would use tovim. Look at that. Hirik yod mem sofit. How about if you wanted to say the girls are good, or the daughters rather? Daughters and sons is what I'm talking about, not boys and girls. Daughters would be banot, okay? But if you want to describe them as good, guess what? You can't just use tov or the other ones. You have to use this right here, tovot. It has to match up in the sentence. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this chapter. Okay. Any comments or anything? Yeah, it could be. I think it is. You're right about that, Marcio. Yeah, we finally ran into a tet, didn't we? They've been somewhat lacking of late. It's good that we can see that now. So let's go down here to page 32, adjectives and nouns. So, as we suggested before, the Hebrew adjective must always match the noun it describes. So, if we want to say a good king, we have melech tov, and that's masculine singular because we're only talking about one king. How about if we were talking about a land, though? Well, guess what? Land is feminine gender. We have to put the tov form on there that is feminine. You see that? They add the kametz and the hay. Okay, let me get my little pen here. So this is feminine. Okay, so that means they have to add the kametz hay on your descriptive adjective word, whatever it is. In this case, they're just using tov, but there's a lot of them out there. Big, small, strong, weak, lots of them. Okay, let's go down to, get rid of that. Okay. Go down to this one here. If we want to say good kings, notice that the word kings, melachim, there it is, and we have to match up the descriptive word with kings, tovim, because this is masculine. Of course, you're going to use the masculine plural form. We're talking about more than one, plural, plural. See how they equal each other? They match up. Melachim, tovim. All right, let's go down to the last one here. How about if we're talking about many lands, more than one land? We have the word aratzot, and we have to use the plural feminine form of the adjective, which is tovot. So they add the holem tav on there, okay? So that's what's happening here. All right. Let's move on down now to page 33. So they're going to give us a chart here, and let me tell you, this chart is going to be invaluable to you to refer back to when we come to exercises in this chapter. And because this chapter has so many wheels turning, so to speak, so many elements to keep in mind, we may spread this out a little more, but we'll see how we go, okay? We may, maybe take an extra week on it just to get this firmed up because this is a critical chapter before we move ahead. All right, so these are all the forms for the word much. We've got rav if we're talking about a single masculine entity or individual. How rabbah, a single feminine entity or individual, item or individual. Rabim, meaning if we've got many masculine, whatever, and then rabot for many feminine. And so each of these have their own corresponding. Kadosh, notice this, feminine singular, kadosha, masculine plural, kadoshim, feminine plural, kadoshot. See that? Okay, we covered the tovs already, right? Tov, tova, tovim, tovot. We haven't looked at all these yet, though. How about great, the word great? If we're just talking about one man, gadol. How about we're talking about Deborah, the the leader of Israel for a while, the prophetess. We could say she was great. Gadolah. Gadolah. Deborah Gadolah. How about if we're talking about great kings? Gadolim. How about great queens? Gadolot, or Gedolot, rather. Notice it's a Shavah in these cases. Gedolot. Gedolot, not Ga. Okay. All right. Let me see here. All right, so let's go down to, by the way, do we have any questions on this material before we move ahead? You can see that this adds quite a bit more complexity to Hebrew compared to English. With English, you don't have all these different forms. You just got one form. The good boy ran to the store. The good boys ran to the store. The good girl ran to the store. The good girls ran to the store. Good, 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 good. But guess what? In Hebrew, it's a different word for all of them. And the good is altered in some way many times. All right, so here's some examples of adjectives with nouns you have learned, okay? So we have Bain Gadol, a big son. Bat Gadolah, a big daughter. Am Kadosh, a holy people. Eretz Kadoshah, a holy land. Eretz means land. Kadoshah, we have the feminine, because notice that Eretz is a feminine gender. Many words, we have Devarim, Rabim. Okay? Notice that Devar is masculine, so we're using the masculine. Since we're using more than one Devar, it's Devarim. It becomes Rabim. All right. Barachot, Rabot. And notice that Barachot it's feminine, and we're using the ot ending to match it. So it's feminine plural, matching. Barachot becomes, if we describe it with many, it's Rabot. Okay? All right. Let's move down here a little more. Okay, so a masculine noun is always masculine and must use a masculine adjective, even when it has the feminine plural ending ot. So this is talking about sometimes we might see some irregulars. And remember, avot is the biggest glaring example of an irregular when it comes to a plural, irregular. And they're using it as an example down here. So the same is true of feminine nouns that have the masculine ending im. So let's look at some of these. We have, if we were to just say a good father, we have, let me get my draw here, av tov. But look at this, avot. What they're talking about is even though this has o ending, we happen to know that this word is masculine gender because it's talking about fathers. So we have to match the masculine plural ending on the descriptive word. In this case is tov, so it becomes tovim, T-O-V-I-M, tovim, okay? So that's what it's dealing with there. So you can't just get away with matching the endings. That's a little too simplistic. No, because it could be an irregular like avot. You have to know what that word is, whether it's masculine or feminine, to figure out what form the adjective is going to take. Excuse me. Okay. We can get down here. Go to 5. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yep. We're on page 34 now. Okay, so adjectives and definite nouns. Let's just do a little bit here, and then we'll close off for this week's class. Let me see here. Okay, so adjectives and definite nouns. Definite nouns are nouns that refer to specific people, places, or things. So, for example, bracha, a blessing. Any blessing, not definite, right? But if you say ha bracha, in other words, this right here is our definite article, ha, meaning the. We get the blessing. Or Avraham, that's specific because it's a definite person, right? So when a Hebrew adjective is used with a definite noun in a phrase, the adjective must have a hey attached. This hey is not translated. So, for example, we're going to say the great king. You would say Hamelech Hagadol, rather. Hamelech Hagadol. Now, notice this one here. Literally, this says the king, the great. But we don't translate this one in English. It's just the king is great, or the great king. The great king, okay? That's what that's saying. Not the king is great, the great king. Or the same thing with the many nations. Ha'amim, ha'rabim. Okay, so literally this says the nations, the many. The nations, the many. But we don't translate that extra the in there. It's just the many nations. And finally, Sarah Hatova. Really, that could also be just good Sarah. Good Sarah. So we're not really translating this, but grammatically, that's how it's going to look. Okay? Sarah, good, or good Sarah. We're going to have to reverse those, remember, in English. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's probably enough. And probably I'm going to go over this again next week. And we'll go over the vocabulary. We'll go over our canting. And also, let's put on our assignments here. We want to do, let's see, write the vocabulary, transliterate, okay, let me get an S in there. Okay, we'll write the vocabulary out. And transliterate, okay? And then put the, and translate on your paper as well. So that sort of forms the vocabulary in there. Okay, so this is the adjectives chapter. All right. All right, I think that'll work. Okay, is there any comments or questions before we close tonight's study? I'm going to look over the assignments, and I will send them back to you in the next day, 2 or so, with any suggestions, as I normally do, for increasing our accuracy in this study. And it's just been a pleasure presenting all of this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Okay, can't see what you are writing. What is the assignment for this week? Okay, let me bring this down. Can you see it now? You see the assignments now? So Now, this next week is going to be, this next weekend is Hanukkah period. Hanukkah actually starts along the 12th, I think so. And since I'm going to be keeping Hanukkah, and some other people, of course, perhaps in the EArTH keep Hanukkah, we may consider skipping this next week to give people a chance to kind of take a breather, spend time with their family during the Hanukkah period. Do we have any people opposed to that? Okay, still can't see it. Alice and Gary's saying she still can't see the homework. Okay, so what's going on here? Let me stop the share here and bring some of these down, and maybe we can get her so she can see these this homework here. How about now? You should be able to see it now. Okay. So do we have, if we don't have any objection to skipping next Sunday due to the Hanukkah celebrations, so that to give you guys a little break, so that you can focus on the holiday period, then that's what we'll do then, okay? And do we get that? Do we get the exercises noted? It's on the tape, so if you miss it, it's on the tape now. I'm going to bring the chat back up. Okay, thank you, Marcel. Ellie, I haven't heard anything from Norman. You're quite welcome, Sherry, and I'm happy to see that you guys are having a good time with it. And I really think that if we stick with this, you guys are really going to get some proficiency in this language. The page on vocabulary, it's on chapter 5, Allison, and that is going to be page, let's see here, page 30. Page 30. And I should probably put that down, shouldn't I? Page 30. There we go. How about that? Page 30. And if anybody wants to get a copy of this exercise, these assignment things, I can shoot that to you in an email. Okay? So don't worry about that. We'll make sure you guys have what you need. All righty. I think that is our study for tonight, and I hope you all have a wonderful Hanukkah time. Spend time with family. It's good to at least teach. Even if you don't celebrate it, it's good to know about it. Because some of the struggles that the Maccabeans went through could be our struggles in the future, my friends, as we struggle to hold on to the original faith of the apostles and prophets in an increasingly aggressive and contrary world. So with all of that, I will bid you all Lila Tov, good night.